Hello friends, in today's session we are going to learn how to enable and disable the SQLTimes log file. So whenever we do any kind of operation in the application like navigating to the work list screen or navigating to the case data like events tab, products tab or anywhere in the application or even the background AG service which are running, what exactly happens is that a series of SQL commands are executed in the database, and depending upon the results, the data is fetched and is shown on the screen. It may happen sometime that user might encounter issues which are not expected. For example, few of the known errors are like XML service request error or 500 internal error or any kind of aura hyphen error messages which are generally logged under the error underscore log table. Or there might be a possibility that application is taking a longer time to fetch the data. So in order to find the cause of such issues which are very difficult to find out, the technical team generally requests for the SQLTimes log file in order to analyze and debug what could be the possible cause of the problem. So let us learn to enable and disable the log files. So in my current setup, I only have one server in which act both as a web server as well as the transaction server. So I will show you the default configuration that is present. So let us go to search screen and type in argus.ini. You will find a notepad window will open which will have the argus.ini configurations. So this particular file is stored under C-Windows folder. Here we have to be mindful of the two parameters. The first one is Argus log path and the second one is SQLTimes. In Argus log path, we specify the location where we want the log files to be created. Under this location, we should always have the folder name debug. Now let us copy this path and navigate to that location. You will find that all the log files are created in this particular location. And this is the folder name debug where SQLTimes log files are created. Currently, the parameter SQLTimes equals to 0. 0 stands for disable. Currently, the log file is in the disabled state. The moment we turn it as 1, you will find the new log files getting created over here. Now let me turn the parameter of SQLTimes equal to 1. 1 stands for enable. Okay, and let me save this particular file. Now let us navigate back to the debug folder. Now let me log into the application. You will observe that I have successfully logged into the application. Now whatever operation has been performed, like whatever series of SQL command that has been executed, now all this information has been stored in the SQLTimes log file under the debug folder. So here you will find the log files are getting created, the SQLTimes, like there are many background services which are running like auto accept E2B reports, batch report generation worker, batch report generation. These are all background AG services which are running behind the screen, and whatever operation each one of them are executing are getting stored in the SQLTimes. Now as I have logged into the application, the SQLTime has been created for the same. Now you will find a SQLTimes with this is a user ID. Okay, it's generally stored in the CFG underscore users table. Let me open this up. So you will find that the username Pradeep has logged into the application. So these are the SQL statement which has been executed. So the technical team can read this and they can make out what could be the possible cause of the problem. It helps in troubleshooting. So in short, there are two parameters, SQL log path and the SQLTimes. So no matter which version of application you are using, the concept remains the same. So in Argus log path, you specify the location where you want the log files to be created, and it should have a debug folder, and SQL time equals to 1, which means it has been turned on. But generally we keep the SQL time as 0 because we do not want the log files to be written every time, because it's an overhead on the server. It might consume memory space and might slow down the performance of the application. Thank you for watching, and please do take good care of yourself and your family.